perhaps an explainer video. You might want it animated, but maybe if you did want to have more of a brand video that did include some of your team members, that could be live action.
Tea with Toby, 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 tea with Toby.
Hi, I'm Cameron from Smooth Digital, and welcome to Tea with Toby, the show where we ask and answer the questions that are playing in the minds of the care sector's business leaders. This week's episode is sponsored by everyLIFE, and we'd like to thank Google for letting us use their podcasting studio. So as always, to kick off the show, I'm going to start with a few words from our Marketing Strategy Director, Tobi, alli-usman.
Cameron, love the introduction. Look, I just want to give you some background for the guys who are new to the show. Tea with Tobi is a resource that we want the care sector to utilize. Taking a couple of steps back, our ultimate aim is to help care homes and home care businesses maximize their ability to provide the very best care in their local communities. Now, when it comes to growth, we know you have challenges, but we want this to be the place where we discuss those challenges and also some of the solutions to help grow your business and move it forward. So on that note, I wanted to present our guest, Kim Emson.
We're in the clapping.
Yeah,
Hi everyone, hi.
Hi, Kim.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Kim, before we get into the meat of the podcast, can you please just give everyone a very brief background on who you are and what is your area of expertise in the care sector?
Sure. So I'm an animator, so I make animated video, but not only do I make it, but I actually help my clients extend their reach using the animation, really use the animation to bring results depending on what kind of results they want. So try to sort of step it up a level than just creating the content. And I have been working in the healthcare sector since about 2015. I've done stuff for home care, but also for other elements of healthcare and lifestyle apps as well.
Brilliant. So I'll let Toby take it away with the questions.
Let's jump straight into it. So it is 2020 now. Why is it important that businesses use video?
Yeah. So obviously, I think a lot of people are aware about video in terms of, yes, it helps keep them on Google's radar and other benefits of video. They probably enjoy consuming videos themselves. So then in that way, some people are like a little bit aware of video, but perhaps they're still only just scratching the surface and not realizing the true potential of video. So really, they've got the chance to really drive traffic. They've got the chance to really help convert web visitors, and they've got the chance to really build an audience and put themselves out there as authority in their area in care, most definitely. And also this continuing train of growth on sort of YouTube and other video platforms. YouTube increases like the number of video uploads like 100% every year type thing. So, that's the way everything's going. So if you don't, you're going to have a lot of catching up to do if you don't get involved as soon as you can, really, is the best way I can put it.
I think we totally agree. So let's just give some stats. We had a little look before. So Social Media Today are saying that viewers retain 95% of a message when they watch it through video. So that's very, very powerful. And also 82% of all consumer internet traffic will come from online videos by 2022. So really, you want to be on it now.
Yeah.
That's huge. So why should a business consider animated video over and above live action, for example?
Yeah, okay. So obviously I do video animation, so I am very biased about video animation. I don't do any kind of live action video where I'm filming people with a camera. I don't do any of that. But however, there are two different mediums really that have got different advantages over each other. Certainly not saying one's better than the other. They're just different horses for courses. So it's up to you. So basically some of the things that I would say perhaps are an advantage of animation, there'll be something that, you know, as a live action video will have a different kind of contrasting benefit. So say within sort of healthcare, often you want to keep an amount of anonymity. So you're able to do that by creating sort of more generic characters and have it animated, or even using some of the real service users, using their voice, but then animating it, so to help, like I say, keep that anonymity, but also keep it then therefore very personal and specific to your business, in terms of you are using the voices of your team, or you're using the voices of your service users. So there's that. But obviously for live action, the other way is that you're including the actual care givers, you're perhaps including the team members, which might be important to some people to see who it is, or get to know who some of the people are that might be taking care of your relative. So that can be important too. So it depends on what you want, because also as well, how well do you come across on camera? If that's just not working for you, because not everyone is comfortable in front of the camera, then, you know, maybe animation would be a good alternative. And certainly you could mix it up and use a bit of both. So maybe for some elements, like perhaps an explainer video, you might want it animated, but maybe if you did want to have more of a brand video that did include some of your team members, that could be live action. There's other ways around it as well, to be honest, because I have used photographs of team members but animated them a bit like those Christmas elf animations, but way classier.
Right.
That sort of thing. So that's some of the differences. But I would also say that I think animation handles very sensitive subject matters better than live action. So if you are dealing with things that are really difficult, like dementia, you know, that can be just so heartbreaking for some people, very sensitive, or mental health as well, I think animation works really well with that. It has a different softness to it that maybe live action doesn't, a softness in that message.
That's a good point that you touched on, actually. What would be a couple of examples? Let's say, for example, there's a care business listening to this right now, and they said, you know what, actually, we really do need to incorporate video a little bit more. We haven't really got much videos. Can you give a couple of different examples where, let's say, a home care business can use animation videos within their business?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I did just mention one of them then as an explainer video. And of course, there's all sorts of explainer videos all over YouTube. So most people will have a rough idea of what I mean by that. So certainly, yeah, you can have an explainer video that will help explain your service to your prospects, and that'll definitely help sort of convert people to become from prospects into customers. If they understand more about the service or understand more about your business, then they can only buy from what they know and understand, can't they? So certainly as an explainer video. Though also what is key for care homes is, home care is your recruitment, your team members. So obviously animation could be helpful in a recruitment context, certainly perhaps help retain more quality team members and that are going to stay around for a lot longer. And also you could use animation to help attract lots of new customers as part of your advertising strategy or advertising campaign. So if you're already doing Google Ads, you can do Google Video, or add video to your YouTube, your Facebook ads already. So you can certainly use it to attract people as well. And then another element that's sort of closely related to an explainer video is, say, like an onboarding video, because maybe there are things that the family needs to know and understand, or the service user needs to know and understand once they actually become a customer. You know, that will really help with your customer service, save time with your customer service. So that could be an important element that maybe people aren't thinking about, because they're like, we've got a sale, that, you know, that's the difficult bit over. So that could be another thing that could really help streamline your business a bit more, save you time and things like that. So that's kind of 4 different sort of types of video I've given you there.
And just to touch on some of those, so I remember slightly different, but I remember very different. But I remember when I was going go-karting, and before the go-karting session started, we had to go through our safety instructions. And the person sort of walked us in. There's probably about 20 of us in the room. And they said, all right, we're going to go through the safety instructions. And they played a video. And the full video was animated. They walked out of the room. They came back when it was done. But imagine that person that has to say that safety instructions pretty much every half an hour with loads of people coming through. Video is a great way to say the same message over and over in a visually engaging way. So let's say now this company took the advice and they've got 3 videos created. What are some of the best ways to sort of get maximum exposure for that video? Yeah.
Okay, cool. This is a really, really good question, because I think, and hence why I was saying when I introduced myself that I do like a hand holding and help people really extend their reach using video. Because I think some people think, great, I've made a video and now lots of people are going to come, and floods of people are going to come and watch this video and then come to my website. It doesn't quite work like that anymore. Maybe about 10 years ago, it doesn't quite work like that anymore, because there's so much noise and content out there. But as long as you understand the different types of videos and where you can place them and make them work for you, then you'll be fine. But unfortunately, perhaps I think there's just sometimes a little bit of a misunderstanding there that people get confused on that. So an explainer video is awesome on a landing page on your website, and that'll help convert existing visitors into becoming customers. But if you use that same video, perhaps put it out there on social media and then wonder why, some people will see it, but perhaps wonder why it's not bringing in lots of new leads, is because an explainer video is often quite long. So it has got to be someone who is already quite invested in investigating about your company and researching about your company. They're much closer to making a decision. There's perhaps other alternative ways that you can use your explainer video to be a bit more proactive. You can still say, email the link out to people who have been making inquiries. They're a little bit more warmed up, and certainly make your existing, you can use your lots of video content with your existing email subscribers to help sort of scoot them along a sales funnel, or just keeping them more engaged and informed with more content showing how you are the authority in what you do.
Let me just chime in a little bit. This is we do marketing as well. So some people may know about the YouTube videos called True View ads, which start 5 seconds before someone watches a YouTube video. That's a great way to get it out there. Like you mentioned, your Facebook, your Instagram, Twitter. Do you know the minimum?
2 minutes. No, that's the maximum it is on 2 minutes.
Maximum.
2 minutes 20. They give you an extra 20.
Oh!
Don't forget the 20. But like you said, these videos are assets. And it's about, once you've created them, get it out there, whether it's in email signatures, on landing pages, let's get out there.
Yeah, but those in-stream ads are so, at the moment, grossly underused. So you could, if you wanted to do that as a strategy, you could really get yourself out there, because I think a lot of people are still perhaps doing Google ads without video, or they're doing Facebook ads and not necessarily focusing on the in-stream video that you can do in YouTube, your adverts there. I think that's grossly underused, and that could, I think moving forward for 2020, that's something we'll see people using more of. So
just quickly, if someone has any questions or wants to introduce video, how can they reach you?
Yeah, so probably the best way to find me is on either LinkedIn or Facebook. I'm very proactive on LinkedIn, and my Facebook page is just Kim Emson Animates. Is what it says on the tin. But I'm sharing loads of content on those 2 channels, of giving lots of advice and tips on using animation. So you can certainly connect with me in those ways. And I've got a little Facebook group as well that focuses on supporting businesses with their animation marketing as well. So please.
Do you have an email you'd like to use? People can contact you if they're...
Yeah, if people prefer email, not to be forgotten email. It's kim@kimemsonanimates.com. Okay.
Perfect. Well, thanks very much, Kim. We'll put all the information and any resources in the show notes. And thanks everyone for watching or listening to another episode of Tea with Toby.
Thank you.